Newsmax host Grant Stinchfield, who has a show that I think is called Stinchfield. It's a tough, clunky
Because
name.
of his, yeah, it's such a good name. Just make that the title. Stinch.
Yeah, it totally rolls off the tongue, and people will understand what it is when they just see it on their TV screens. So he has his own show. He went on a monologue about women's soccer. There's a lot of things to discuss here. Let's take a listen, though.
Now, I don't need to tell all of you this, that it's absolute garbage. It doesn't really even deserve a response. Who cares about them, right? Though this comment is
yeah, I was just like, it doesn't deserve a response, but here I go.
though this comment is rich, from women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe. Her soccer salary may not be that of her male counterpart, but her endorsement dollars push her income into the millions, yet still she spews this nonsense.
You see, despite all the wins, I'm still paid less than men who do the same job that I do.
The idea that, women soccer players are getting paid so much less than the men, I just don't think it's right.
You know, I never thought I'd be in a position to call an American president a ding-dong. But that's what Joe Biden is. He's a ding-dong. He's not even there. Joe Biden knows this is not about being a man or a woman. It's about who sells the most tickets, the most jerseys, who gets the highest TV ratings. That's what drives the money. It's not their gender. But this is what you get when a president plays politics and the media plays propagandist.
Ah, see, yeah, Stinchfield wouldn't know anything about propaganda because, speaking of quick Google searches, which Tim Pool accused me of not being able to do the other day, New York Daily News writes, according to the Wall Street Journal, the last 3 audited financial reports from the U.S. Soccer Federation reveal that the powerhouse women's team generated more game revenue than their male counterparts since the 2015 Women's World Cup. The U.S. women's national team generated nearly $51 million in revenue, mostly from ticket sales, which was one of the metrics I believe he referenced there. From 2016 to 2018, in the same time frame, the U.S. men's national team generated just under $50 million. And I know that it's really hard for Stinchfield to understand, but Grant, Megan Rapinoe, she's a star player in that league. She has a big public profile. She was speaking out about politics and, was pro-Elizabeth Warren, I believe, in the primary, using her platform for that purpose. She has a big public profile. That's why she gets those endorsements that he references there. He can't comprehend that she's trying to set standards for other female players in the league so that they're fairly compensated, like her friends and colleagues who she cares about. Is that something that Grant experiences in his own personal life?
That's amazing detail to leave out, that the actual business numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. The women's soccer team, this is a cut and dry case. That's why someone like Biden is, half-heartedly weighing in on it. Because do I think that WNBA players should get the same amount of money at this point as the NBA? No. That's not something I love saying out loud, but people don't really watch the WNBA that much, and it's a very different situation. This is cut and dry. The men's soccer team failed to qualify for the World Cup. The women's soccer team has won it multiple times and is consistently the most dominant, if one of the most dominant soccer teams in the world, the women's U.S. women's soccer team. And they make more money. So the metrics that he is citing himself disprove his exact argument. And he could have just not run the segment, but then he would have had to do research before, and he didn't do that either. So then it's just like the Newsmax viewers just going to gobble that up.
Yeah, I mean, I would also say, and I don't know who runs the U.S. Soccer Federation, who controls these national teams. But as far as sending the teams to the Olympics, I think all that pay should definitely be the same. I don't know if it is. Right? When you get into these private, NBA versus WNBA, it starts to get a little bit different, because how would you level LeBron's compensation with WNBA players? But I'm starting to get a little feedback, so I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah, no. It's exact point. This is a very easy cut and dry situation. The U.S. women's national soccer team. So, I wish it was harder for me to dispel the nonsense he spewed there, but it was quite easy. It was quite easy.
Well, it is that what he's doing is propaganda to obscure the fact about just the business reality here, which is it's not always that just plain numbers can settle an issue like this. But I mean, you make a good point. Like Biden doesn't wade into cultural issues unnecessarily. It's probably one of the better things about his administration. And this is serious. Like this is just cut and dried instance of it, right? Like he's going to make sure that he can't be hit with what, Stinchfield wants to hit him with.
Yes, the threshold is incredibly high for Biden to be weighing in here, and it's quite clear that this is an unfair situation, and that's what Megan Rapinoe is highlighting there. But she's got funky colored hair, so that's the other side of it for Newsmax to cover things.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, this is all good in terms of like a liberal democracy. Why aren't the players in control of compensation way more than this anyway on both teams, frankly? Like, and them asking for equal pay. Like, if you're bringing in more revenue, you should be getting slightly more pay at least.
Oh, and we didn't even touch on the fact that he called Biden a ding-dong.
No, I mean, you talk about, I mean, there's January 6th and then there's April the 2nd when Biden got called a ding-dong.
I would love. I never thought I'd say this. Drum roll, please. Do we have a drum roll on the soundboard? I haven't even used this really to the fullest of my ability during this entire process when Sam has been out. But damn it! Here we go. Biden is a ding dong. That wasn't even the right one. This is the one I wanted. Biden is a ding dong.